So guys, it's just Polo. Now if you're Now, I had to share that previously, obviously because I'm not going to talk about having abs if I don't have abs myself. Now, if you're speaking about abs, if you're looking to get abs yourself, you've come to the right place. My name is Tao, welcome to Just Polo. Let's get into it. One last. Now, the first thing you need to do in order to get abs is to eat protein. Eat lots of protein, and there's so many types of protein that you can eat, from eggs to tuna steaks to chicken breasts to steak burgers, ones with low fats and high in protein, and these really help in terms of your body and in terms of your diet as well. Stay tuned for my diet plan as well if you're really interested in dieting and knowing what to eat in order to get the gains that you want. Stay tuned for that. Remember to subscribe as well, and don't forget to like and share for more. Obviously, when I talk about protein, even though you're eating right, you still have to work out as well. They both go hand in hand. In order for you to get the right body that you need and to get six-pack abs, you're gonna have to both exercise and also eat the right nutrients as well. And protein is going to be the main thing that you're going to need to eat, but also having a balanced diet as well, but leaning more towards protein and less towards saturated fats and carbs and stuff like that. So more protein, less fats. Let's go to it. Now, the next thing to do that I would definitely say is to do lots of cardio. As you're building muscle, as you're working out in the gym, you're also developing, if you're bulking, you're also developing a lot of fat as well on top of the layer of muscle. So in order for you to burn off that level of fat, you're going to need to do a lot of cardio. Now, with cardio as well, this is going to be a very good thing to do. What I'll definitely say in terms of cardio is to do high knees, go running on a treadmill, or just generally go swimming or canoeing. There's so many different forms of cardio that you can do that will definitely help in terms of the weight loss and actually burning down those calories. It's a very good thing to do. It's actually a must-have in every single workout. It's just not every single workout, but it should be some sort of, it should definitely be your weekly workout regimen to some degree, just so you can actually get your carbs in and make sure that you're definitely there. Also, the more muscle you build under the level of fat, the quicker you can burn the fat as well. Which is why it's always very important to do exercises and to eat well, so you can actually develop that muscle develop that muscle, and it's easy for you to burn fat. It's quite harder to burn fat if you have less muscle under that level of fat. Just letting you know. So now, the next thing I'll definitely say you should do is to reduce stress levels. The reason why is because you can't work out and eat properly if you don't have a good stress level. If you're always going to be stressed, if you're always having too much on your plate outside of working out, outside of eating properly, then you're never actually going to be able to maximize your potential growth. It's also how defined your six-pack abs are going to be and how well you can actually perform in the gym as well. Which is why there's different forms of ways to reduce that stress level. Which could be yoga, which could be meditation, it could just be a walk in a park, or it could just be it could be something that's personalized to you. But these are definite ways that you can do it. These are definite ways you can act in order to reduce the level of stress that you have. Even light exercises, just generally having maybe like a light workout, or just going to the gym is a very good way to reduce stress levels. And even for me personally, if I was stressed out, if I was very, very angry, I'll just go to the gym. It's two birds with one stone. You get a good exercise in because of all your anger and frustration. Just take it onto the gym, and you come back home, you feel much better, and you're hungry, so you eat and you sleep. And you wake up again, the same cycle again. So it's always a good thing to reduce stress levels. Some people react differently, so like I said, not everyone's going to be like me. So you might want to take a walk in the park or do something else. So just understanding yourself when it comes to that point and doing whatever is necessary to make sure that at least you transfer that energy if you're stressed out into something positive. And I believe that should be applied in your daily life in general. That's definitely one of the things that I definitely say you should be doing. Now, speaking of exercises that I've already previously mentioned, I'm just going to get a bit more in depth into it, is lifting weights. Now, lifting weights is going to be an amazing way to build muscle all around your body, making it easier for you to burn fat as well. Now, building muscle helps strengthen your core, helps strengthen your body, you get tougher, you get stronger, and you look more aesthetically. And you just look better anyway. So you have to lift heavier weights in order for you to get bigger muscles as well. To some degree, like you can still get bigger muscles without having to lift extremely heavy weight, but at the same time, you do have to increase your weight to some degree. And just to test your power and strength as well. I think the balance of both complements everything. I think doing only light weights or only medium weights and never really testing yourself wouldn't maximize the potential growth that you could potentially have. Hence, also the six-pack abs. What's quite obvious about lifting weights as well is that you build muscle that actually helps, that tones your abs as well. And it just turns your whole body. As you can see, even from me as well, simply just from lifting weights, I don't even have to feel like I got six-pack abs just purely from lifting weights. As in, I didn't even have to do as many ab workouts or core workouts to strengthen. Purely from lifting heavy weights, I had some sort of already defined ab, which did really help me out, and it did change my perspective on how I trained. Because what I first wanted was to define my abs and make sure that they were very defined. The more I worked out, the more I lifted, alongside the right balance of diet, I ended up defining my abs regardless. So always be wary of that, and always make sure that you have a balanced diet as well. None of this matters if you don't eat properly, if you don't exercise well as well, and with the right intensity as well. Now, another way to actually cut down and make sure that your abs are more defined is to actually stop eating sugary stuff, stop drinking a lot of sugar, stop taking in a lot of sugar, which should be self-explanatory anyway. Taking a lot of sugar does cause you to gain weight, gain fat, and also can actually cause diabetes as well. It causes other issues that will be bad for your health and wouldn't be good for anyone, to be honest. Now, sugar can come in many forms. It could be honey, it could be sugar salt, it could be syrup, it could just be sweets, and it could just be any sort of fizzy drink or anything like that. Having more flavoured water or minimizing your natural intake or your daily intake of fizzy drinks to maybe once a week, or just not that often anyway. Just don't take fizzy drinks at all. So that's something that you should definitely prioritize in order to minimize fat gain and to tone your body as well. Now, speaking of diet as well, the thing that you need to reduce completely is carbs. Now, carbs is a great way of bulking, but if you're trying to get toned down, it's literally the opposite. You've got to reduce the level of carbs that you have, purely because that's going to be what gets you to gain fat and gain weight in areas that you wouldn't want, which will be your core. Examples of this could be processed foods from, let's say, Nando's, McDonald's, or KFC. These processed foods come with a lot of chemicals and different nutrients that aren't good for you. So you're definitely gonna have to cut down on that. You can have cheat days. Cheat days shouldn't be every day though, but majority of the days that you have, if you do dedicate a cheat day, that's the day that you can let it be. Whereas the other days, you should be having the right amount of protein, the right amount of nutrients for you to grow and for you to get yourself the gains that you want. Now next would be the most important one, which would be intermittent fasting. Fasting is basically just not eating and maybe limiting yourself just to water, maybe 1 meal a day, maybe 2 meals a day. Intermittent fasting helps you cut down on weight a lot, but it does require a lot of discipline as well. And you're always going to get that constant feeling of hungriness. So it does play a mental strain. It does come with a lot of mental stress, which is why I said before, you can meditate, take yoga, or take a stress out on the gym, which will also tire you. But you should be careful though in terms of how often you fast. You should definitely still eat, because if you fast to the point where you're not able to, where you're extremely hungry, you could potentially develop an eating disorder that would force you to eat more than you're even inclined to eat. Therefore, you would end up still eating a lot more than you would usually do. What people tend to do when it comes to intermittent fasting is that they tend to starve themselves for the whole day. And when it's time to eat now, they end up completely eating a whole bunch of things that's just completely not good for you. And it defeats the whole purpose of intermittent fasting in the first place. The main goal is for you to stay in a calorie deficit so you can turn up your body, lose that fat, and you can show your muscles. And that's literally the whole point. If you now decide to start eating way more and literally get yourself back to calorie surplus, then it defeats the whole purpose. And in the end, you'll end up gaining more weight. Which is why it's important to balance intermittent fasting. You shouldn't go into the extreme end, but you also shouldn't be a bit too slacking. Finding that balance will take some time to do, but I definitely believe that will be one of the most important and necessary things in order for you to get that six-pack abs. Do fasting. It's very good for you. Next would be to eat lots of fibers. Fibers is very, very good for your body. It helps with working out, it helps with your everyday, 5 a day, and it helps balancing your diet. Fibers help keep you full longer, and keeping you full longer means that you're going to eat a lot less, helping you turn down much quicker and much easier. Food that are high in fiber is very, very good for weight loss. It's very good for weight loss and helping to make sure that you're able to feel full without actually having to eat as much as you normally eat. And next, finally, would be getting enough sleep. Getting enough sleep is going to be very important because you're going to be doing a lot of things, eating right, sleeping right, and also working out at high intensity. So you're definitely going to have to get enough sleep for you to be able to recover much quicker, recover much better. One way that I actually get a good sleep is that I meditate before I sleep. I kind of fall into sleeping while meditating, which is a very good way for my body to relax properly, and I tend to wake up much more refreshed. And I even require a bit less hours because I sleep much better that way as well, mentally and physically. But that's just my personal experience. I believe it will also apply to many other people as well. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. And let me know which topic that you found most entertaining and which one that you applied. And let me just know your experience as well. Don't forget to share the video. Don't forget to like. Peace. Stay volatile.